Welcome to Coach 'em Up, Dre. This is your favorite coach, Dre Powell. First of all, let me say congratulations to our newest head ball coach at the Penn State University football program, Coach Matt Campbell. Welcome to the blue and white family. We are all embracing you. We all want you to be super successful. So we're excited for you to hit the ground running and for you to take us to the next level, as everybody is very excited for the new era of football under our new head ball coach. Now, I want to address a topic. I was reading through the comments and on my channel for one of the recent videos I posted, and somebody posted a comment about, it was really positive, celebrating the fact that Penn State has Coach Matt Campbell, and they brought up an article from May 2025 that was on the ESPN website, where they had their sports writers come up with a top 10 football coaches list, college football coaching list. Okay. So they put all their sports writers to work, and how this ties in to Coach Matt Campbell. A person that left a comment on my video said that, hey, Coach Franklin, our former coach, was rated number 8, and Coach Campbell was rated as number 10. So it really wasn't much of a difference. They were saying that, hey, the fact that he was doing so much with lesser talent and at a lesser program, that should be a good sign for things to come with Penn State, meaning that given all the resources, now the $30 million plus in commitment to NIL for Coach Campbell, for the first time in his powerful coaching tenure, he's at a blue blood. Well, because of his, again, this is this tagline that I'm going to talk about, his ability as a coach to do more with less, it bodes well for the future of Penn State football. So I said, okay, well, that's very, very interesting. I wanted to talk about a few things. So I said, well, let me take a couple minutes and talk about this tagline that I hope Coach Campbell can quickly shake. Okay. This do more with less kind of coach. Okay. I wanted to explore that in depth with you over the next couple of minutes. So I went and I looked at the ESPN article from May 2025. And at the top of the list was Coach Kirby Smart. Obviously, he went back-to-back natties. He got those chips. He's in the SEC, the other big dog of football conferences. So, he's a made man. Kirby Smart's a made man. The sports writers know he always brings in a top 5 class. Georgia, you can throw rocks in any direction, north, south, east, and west in Georgia, and you're going to hit a 4 or 5-star recruit. And they do a good job of keeping a lot of those kids in the state of Georgia. So Kirby, I have no argument being at the top of this list. Then it goes down to Coach Day. Then it has Coach Dabo. And I know he's not going to be on the top 10 list when they do this coming May in 2026. But it goes, again, Kirby Smart. Next coach on that list is Ryan Day. Obviously, he's the reigning college champ, FBS level. Then it has Dabo, who has 2 championships. It seems like so long ago when Clemson was a competitive program where they were actually battling for national championships. And then interesting, coming at number 4, Marcus Freeman. He has a lot of love and enthusiasm behind him from the sports writers. So Marcus Freeman, I like Marcus Freeman as a coach. He seems to be doing good. Great recruiter, young, very energetic, seems to really get his high-level players to play at a high level. And when I saw him at the semifinal game, unfortunately defeat our beloved Nittany Lions down at the Hard Rock Stadium, I wasn't feeling Mr. Freeman very much that night, but he is a good coach. Number 4 might be a little high, but I don't know. You tell me, leave a comment. Number 5, they got Shark out of Texas. I think he's going to drop, possibly to the back end of this top 10 list when they do it in 2026. Off campaign this year. His quarterback was up and down. Steve, the head ball coach down there at Texas, I think 5 is very high. I would like to know what the sports writers are really looking at as far as him. Then they go Dan Lanning out there at Oregon as number 6. Then they go number 7 is DeBoer out of Alabama. Again, heavy SEC ties, here. You get it? Big Ten has 2 coaches in there. And then at number 8, our former coach, James Franklin, who is now in the ACC, they had rated as the 8th coach. And the number 9 and number 10 coaches. This ties right into my subject, the do more with less coaches. Coming in at number 9 is the head ball coach out of Utah, Coach Kyle. They have him rated number 9, and at number 10, Coach Campbell. Sports writers, I was reading in the bio and reading about why they're placed at number 9 and number 10. Very similar commentary. They say these guys don't get the elite talent, but they really coach and develop their players, and they're very, very competitive. So that's the top 10 list that ESPN had last year, May 2025. So our coach came in, our current coach, our prior coach was number 8. Our current coach, Coach Campbell, came in at number 10. So I want to talk about not so much Coach Campbell, but I want to talk about this do more with less type of coach, because that tagline has to go, because it's 2 different philosophies. You're coaching 2 different types of players. You're coaching and you're a do more with less coach, because you have undervalued prospects. You got under-recruited prospects that are developmental players. You are in a developmental program. Those type of coaches have an undying passion to coach players up beyond their current and maybe beyond their actual capabilities. At Penn State, which is a blue blood, those players are our 3s, okay? Your 1 and 2 deep should be littered with 4, 5, 3 stars. These kids coming in already have elite physical traits, and they are coming into our program with high expectations. So this is where a coach who has been, I guess, for 15 years, the type of coach that has been doing so much more, as the media would have you believe, he's been doing so much more with lesser talents. We're going to have to see if he can pivot to coach elite talent, because there is a great difference in coaching elite talent and the under-recruited talent, and being a development. Those type of players have chips on their shoulders. They have high motivation, to achieve and just be competitive. But those players will never have the talent of the 4 and 5 star players, which you need at Blue Bloods to win national championships. So again, like I said, these players that we've been recruiting, and the prior coach, Coach Franklin, has done a great job of getting these players in. And with the NIL commitment that Athletic Director Kraft has given Coach Campbell, we can't fall off in our recruiting. So we have to see if Coach Campbell can. I'm not saying he wasn't recruiting the 4 and 5 stars to Iowa State. Was it the excuse that it's always Iowa State? Was it the excuse that it's the program? Was it the excuse that it was the NIL? Because those things go out the window now at Penn State. So the expectation is, you better be getting these 4 and 5 star recruits in, and we'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You will get those players in there, but are you able to manage the egos that come along with players that are used to being the best player on every team they've been on? I don't care what sport they played, basketball, or if they ran track, or if they wrestled. They're so uber talented. They are used to being the best. They're used to being the big fish in the small ponds. Now they come to an ocean and they have to fit in with other sharks. Can you manage those sort of egos? All right. And also knowing that you're bringing in this talent and you're putting out this sort of money, can those do more with less coaches manage the pressure now that comes along with being at a Penn State, being at a blue blood? Can they manage the pressure? The coach that you're replacing had a tremendous track record of success. It's a lot of noise now on the back end saying, oh, he couldn't get us over the hump. He couldn't get us over the hump. I just read you a top 10 list of the best coaches in all of college football as selected by some of the greatest sports writers at the worldwide leader, ESPN. Of those 10 names that I just given you, how many have won national championships? And you got Kirby Smart, you got Ryan Day, and you got Dabo Swinney. So 30% of the list has won national championships. It's hard to win. It's hard to win. 3 of the coaches in the top 5 did not even make this year's playoffs. You come in ranked as a top 5 coach and you don't even make a 12-team college football playoff bracket. That tells you how tough it is. Coach Freeman was in the national championship game last year, 12 months ago, 13 months ago, facing Coach Ryan Day. He's not making a return this year. That's how competitive the landscape is for college football. So when you talk about he wasn't able to get us over the hump, hey, man, you know how many universities can say that? Of the top 10 coaches on this list, 7 of those coaches have never been able to climb that summit. Fans, okay, you super fans or you fringe fans need to understand what this really is and how you go about getting this done. At the top of that list, who is there? Georgia. Who's next? Ohio State. And when Clemson won their championships, they were up there littered for 5-star talent. Okay. You need that. Getting back to these coaches that have done more with less, less is out the window now. Can you do more with more? All right. Because now these players, these 4 or 5-star athletes, these prospects that are coming in your door, coming to your campus in January, this is what it is. You don't need to overcoach these athletes. The way you coach these players is it's fine tuning. Okay. Like I said, 4 or 5-star players are expected to be immediately in your 1 and 2 deep. Okay. They're immediately supposed to make an impact. So you got to get these guys in. That's why they come in January. All right. To get the head start on your philosophy, your culture, your weight room, everything that needs to be done because they have the talent to be contributors from day one. All right. So one of your greatest challenges is going to have to understand how to coach them. And then how do you get them to buy into the team culture, which is something else that I'm looking forward to learning more about Coach Campbell and his culture and how he goes about things. I've saw several of his videos where he's talking about a few things, but I'm thinking that that's how he did things at Iowa State. That's how he managed things in the Big 12. I'm wondering how much of that is he going to bring to the Big 10, or if he watched that Big 10 championship game last night and saw Coach Sig, who isn't on that top 10 list, but I guarantee you he's going to be top 3 coach on that list as voted by the sports writers in May 2026 this year. Coach Sig is a maniac. Coach Lanning is a maniac. Kirby Smart is a maniac. Coach Day, he's intense. Hey, this is big boy football, man. These coaches, they about that life, man. The Big 10, hey, and don't fall asleep on Michigan. So are you ready to jump on and jump into this blue blood race to the top? Because you're going to have to do more with more now. All right. Coach must come in and be highly skilled, you know, your X's and O's. All right. Because you're going to have all the Jimmys and Joes. So now it's about your scheme, your adjustments. Are you highly skilled? Right. Your schemes for this level of players, because again, these 4 and 5-star kids are coming out of elite high school, some of them private, some of them public programs. They're getting coached up very well, especially the skilled position players, wide receivers, quarterbacks. They're doing year-round work. You know, quarterback coaches, wide receiver coaches. These kids are coming in much more skilled and experienced than ever before. So are your schemes advanced enough to get those playmakers the ball to be productive? Because you know what? If they're not, you know what's happening? They're getting contacted and they're looking at the other kids that they came in with, the class that they came in with, and they be like, yo, man, so-and-so at so-and-so university, man, he got 5 more touchdowns than me. He's getting 10 targets a game. I'm sitting here at this place, and I'm just keeping it real. You know, something that's what comes with these 4 or 5-star kids, okay, that's getting paid. They know in order to get more money, it's just like the NFL. You got to get numbers. That's just the way it goes. You introduce money to this thing, it just changes the dynamics. And I'm going to talk about that in another video. So I don't want to get down this road, okay, because it's very finite amount of kids that no matter how much they get paid or if they don't get paid, they're going to be dogs. So I'm going to talk about that in a separate video, NIL and recruiting and different types of players and entitlement. So again, make sure your skills are advanced, and also coaching them up. You better have advanced techniques. Okay. Thinking about the edge players, you know, how do you get these kids to really understand pass rush moves, you know, hand combat, all the different types of things that are going to get these kids with for a Sunday player, the edge rushers, they are a preferred pick in the NFL draft. So your edge rushers, your corners, your nickel corners, all right? Obviously, your quarterbacks. How do you get your quarterbacks to play at an elite level? Your wide receivers, all right? So techniques, you got to have tremendous assistant football coaches that know how to coach them up, all right? So here we go. Let's talk about this as well. Coaches, I'm getting ready to close this out, all right? The do more with less coaches. This is very, very important. Why I hope quickly that the Penn State, our new coach, Coach Campbell, can shake this tag of being a do more with less coach, because you have to, I'm going to repeat this, player ego and player entitlement. All right. You didn't have to deal with that at Iowa State. Okay. It's a new day. We've crossed over a bridge now with the changing out of Coach Franklin to Coach Campbell and the reasons given why we made those changes. And the reason why the loudest people out there, who are saying you get rid of Coach Franklin because he couldn't get you to the summit. He couldn't get you over the hump. Whatever cliche that you want to use, the old way of Penn State is gone, man. Okay. And I think I'm going to talk about this in another video. I'm going to just say this right now. We're in a new dawn, man. Okay. The pressure is up, man. The hot seat going to come out so fast now, because again, that's the loud voices out there. We got rid of ex-coach that has been tremendously successful, built a lot of kids that are playing on Sundays now, brought in a culture that has put us at the top of the Big Ten in a national brand. This man has done so much to put us in a position of success. Now, Coach Campbell, he's coming in here. It's already built up. He doesn't have to start here and bring it up like he did with Iowa State. He's getting on a moving train, okay? So the last 10%, 15%, whatever percent that, you rabid fans out there said Coach Franklin couldn't achieve and never would achieve, that's what you put on Coach Campbell's back, okay? You put that target on his back, that our coach now has to do what Franklin couldn't do in 12 years in an accelerated way, because I'm assuming those same loud talkers out there will not give Coach Campbell 12 years. I'm curious, leave in the comments below. What's a legitimate, how much time are you willing to give Coach Campbell? Because this, bottom line, this is what it's all about. How much time are you willing to give Coach Campbell to win a national championship? I'm gonna read your comments. So leave your comments, please. Please tell me. Those of you that I've been reading comments, been making comments on all my posts and everything like that, my videos and everything, like Franklin he couldn't do this. He would never do this. Coach Campbell is going to do this. So I'm asking you, it's fair thing. I'm not putting the time. I don't put pressure on my coaches like that, man. If they're doing the right thing, do I want to win national championships? Yes. But for me, being a letterman of Penn State, it's bigger than that, man. I don't want to sell my soul, you know what I mean, and start going down a dark path, for the sake of it's championship or bust. That's just not me. I'm asking all of you that have that sort of fervor and passion for why we needed to get rid of Coach Franklin. You just tell me what's a legitimate amount of time that you're willing to give Coach Campbell to win a national championship, because that's what it is. We won the Big Ten championship. We finished as high as number 2. Last year we finished number 3. So we've done those things. So Coach Campbell, like I said, you guys have put a target on this man. He has to win a championship. Okay. So you tell me, how long are you going to give Coach Campbell to win a championship before you're ready to run him out and try to find somebody else? So Coach Campbell, as well as anybody else that's coming in from a doing more with less program, you got to manage those players' egos and their entitlement. You got to win championships. You got to develop NFL players, because that's going to be the pipeline to keep getting those 4 and 5 stars. They want to see, okay, are those quarterbacks going to Penn State, going to play on Sundays? Are those wide receivers playing on Sundays? Or the running backs, which, hey, we do things with the running backs at Penn State. Linebackers, edge rushers, that's what they want to see. All right. So you got to keep developing those NFL players. And ultimately, in closing, two things you got to handle. You got to handle the pressure of coaching and being the CEO of a blue blood program. Okay. Right now, Coach Campbell, if you were to listen to this, hey, I'm behind you all the way. Like, I'm gonna ride with all my head coaches. All right. But I think it's unfair with too many people out here. And I think even more people that aren't even Penn State fans, so that's where you got to be discerning and tune out, some of this noise on social media and out here on these internet streets, man. They're saying, you can't win this way, Penn State this, Penn State that. Let's not lose focus, okay? Let's not squeeze our coach too hard where the pressure becomes unbearable, and then we're calling for this man's exit as well, okay? Let's get back to some sanity about what our program should be and how we can compete and win. And the other thing that you got to handle, Coach Campbell, is ultimately you're going to have to handle not achieving, okay? That's weird to say, right? You got to handle the pressure of being at the blue blood, and then you got to handle not achieving. The what ifs, if you don't win Big Ten titles, if you don't beat Ohio State, if you don't beat Oregon, if you don't beat Indiana, you got to handle not achieving as well. We all going to wish you the best. We'll all back you. We're expecting very good things out of you. I can only speak for myself that I'm not going to take shots at you. I'm going to give you all the time you need. Just keep this train rolling, man. Just keep it rolling, because I believe blue and white, no matter what. I don't care if the sun's shining or not. So, Coach Campbell, I just want you to shake that, do more with less, because now, hey, man, you got the keys to the Lex, you got the keys to the Benz, you got the key to the flyest car in all of America, man. So just don't crash the whip. All right. So that's my few thoughts about this do more with less tagline. I hope Coach Campbell quickly shakes this, quickly accelerates up that top 10 list, quickly stabilizes our program, and we get back to competing for this Big Ten championship, and we get right back into the college football playoffs, and we just continue to be that shining light on the hill. All right. So that's my talk for this video. So subscribe to my podcast, Coaching with Dre. Hit the like button. Leave your comments. I look forward to hearing what you have to say to my thoughts on this. So good luck, Coach Campbell, and we are.